everyone. Welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders. So, today we have with us Dr. Nirmal Dagde, who is the director of Sushila Devi Bansal College of Technology. His educational qualification includes BTech, MTech, PhD in computer engineering. He was also the ex-professor and head Department of Computer Engineering at SGSITS. His vast experience in teaching, research, and administration enlightens and guides the students as well as the faculties. Sir has also published over 20 research papers in renowned journals. He has also served as chairman, consultant, and a member of many professional councils and committees. He is also presently the life member of IEEE USA, Indian Society of Technical Education, and Computer Society of India. Sir, greetings from College Dunya.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. So your first question is, we all are aware of the current scenario. People say that students don't get job easily after getting an degree, especially engineering. So is that true that jobs are getting reduced in engineering?
No, not at all. Even today, engineering is the most preferred branch for students due to the wide scope and the promising future which it provides. In fact, with the privatization of the engineering education, there was a time when not many institutes came up in a very short span of time. So that was the time when it was little difficult for all the monitoring agencies like AICT, the technical universities, and up to an extent for the institutes to maintain that level, that quality of education. That is the reason initially people found that students, they do get a degree in engineering, but it's little difficult for them to have a proper opening for their career. In fact, you must have observed that over a period of time, the things settled down, and many colleges who did not take that business seriously closed down. And now, almost, in the present time, we see the boys where all the serious institutes are doing quite well. In fact, with this privatization, the biggest advantage was that initially the students used to aspire for higher institutes like IITs, NITs, or maybe few of the government engineering colleges. With the increase in private engineering colleges, very large number of students got opportunity to pursue their career in engineering. So in fact, it increased the scope to a great extent. In fact, I have been interacting with the senior HRs, vice presidents of companies which come for placement drives. And every time, no one has said that they do not have opportunities available with them. They're always hiring students in large number. But of course, they want quality. So as far as scope is concerned, I think it has been ever increasing. With the development in the technology, the technical jobs have been increasing.
Okay. So being industry ready is the new mantra nowadays. So questions have also been raised about the quality of engineering education. And as a result, students are not being considered employable by the industry. So what are your remarks on this?
As I told you, initially that was true. When things were happening at a very fast pace, very many new colleges, very many new private universities. In very short period of time, we had a lot many new institutes which came up. initially there was problem of quality, as I told you that, but over the period of time, the institutes which had a focus on the quality education, which had focus on the foundational knowledge, which is essential for one to be a graduate in engineering. That is what is the primary requirement by the industry. Things have settled down, and there are many institutes which are doing quite good. In fact, it's also true that the institutes which could not cope up with the quality in education have even closed down over the period of time. In fact, there is one more phenomena which I have specifically observed, that in addition to the technical knowledge, the requirement in industry have changed. For instance, because now we have seen the growth of many multinational companies. The kind of corporate culture which used to be there in the industry has changed drastically. So industry, in addition to their technical competitiveness, they look for many other aspects in the student. So I think if we focus on all these aspects, we can always produce quality manpower.
So, sir, what do you think is essential to prepare students as per the requirements of the industry and make them employable?
So, number one, as I said, the one has to recognize the requirements of the industry, which has changed quite a bit over a period of time. In addition to the technical soundness, the companies also require students with good soft skills. They look for students who are exposed to the modern technical tools. They need to be equipped with certain skills which are required to perform in the industry environment. They need to be familiar with the modern corporate culture, how to work in team, interpersonal skills. This is one thing. Secondly, if we have to address, in addition to the curriculum of the university, which a student has to study up around 35 to 40 courses he undergoes in a span of 8 semesters, we need to prepare him on these specific aspects, which is the essential requirement in industry now. We need to have a very well crafted plan for student, which the student can easily adapt to. What I say, a very gradual and a easy plan, starting right from semester 1. And he has ample time available with him, around 3 to 3.5 years, that is 7 semesters he has at his disposal, where he can equip himself very easily. The important aspect is how do you deliver that plan.
So, what should be the criteria for evaluating the performance of the college?
A very important question, particularly for students as well as the parents, because it's difficult for parents and students sitting at remote places to know about the institute. I think there are so many things, mostly which comes first is the infrastructure. I mean, when you go to institute, you see nice buildings, gardens, sport facilities, canteen, bus facility, etc., etc. Okay, but I think the most important aspect is the placements, because the kind of job profiles which the institute has been able to provide to the students is the most important aspect, and should be the primary concern of the students as well as parents. That is where, this is a gray area where, the information is not very easily available to the stakeholders. One thing which I would like to specifically mention, that this time we have made a very nice arrangement. If anybody visits our website, we have given 2 links. One for placements which we have done in 2019, and placements which have been achieved in the current year, that is 2020. On single click, you will find like 2019, we had a figure of 427. It appears to be a little surprising. So we have given a slogan like "Believe the unbelievable." Just on a click, you will get the picture of every student with all the details, the company in which he has got placed, the package, etc. All the details are available on a single click. This year, we in fact are touching now 400, but we have published already 392 placements. So if you click that link on 2020, you will get the picture of every single student with all the details. So that is something which the parents and students should be able to confirm. They should ask for that. Give us the real proof. We want the photograph of each and every student who has been claimed to be placed in a company.
So I believe these insights will help the current students in choosing the right college for sure.
But this is one aspect, like placement is one aspect. The second important aspect is the training. As I said, because many students, when they are in the school, they do not have this idea. They come from different backgrounds. So what are the requirements of the current industry, which we discussed just now? So they should look at the training facility. They should talk to the students who are already studying in the college. Ask them these specific questions. For instance, now, many a times we talk about communication skills. English as a language a common language for communication, and that is true in industry, all for the entire corporation. What specific steps are we taking? Are we training students for interviews? Are we training them for group discussions? Are we training them for the aptitude tests which are being conducted by the industry? What about the technical tools, the platforms, technology platforms, which are the current requirement of the industry? And of course, I think the basic aspect is the academic discipline that ensures a sound technical foundation, a sound technical knowledge, which is essential for students to do any meaningful thing in the practical world.
Great. So, what do you think? In today's scenario, is education, especially engineering, affordable?
Yeah, very pertinent question, particularly, in the difficult economic situation which has got created now. Of course, the cost of education has increased from the old days when we studied. And there are many colleges who are charging, many private universities, they are charging quite a high fee. I think as far as we are concerned, we are part of a big Bansal group, which has got many industries. We are into construction, civil construction. We have a news channel. We have a hospital. We have this steel bar industry. We have a soya processing industry.
The railway stations as well.
Habibganj railway station, it is the first pilot project which has come to MP and being done by Bansal Group. So for Bansal Group, education is more of a CSR activity. We have taken it as a social responsibility. And what I would suggest is that the student should always look for one aspect, value for money. What they are getting and what they are paying. This they should compare. There are many good students, but if you go outside, there are many big universities, but they are charging very heavily. So, if you want to stay in MP, if the same quality is available to you, you should compare. What value you are getting for the same money. So that is what I think. It's like advantage for the students who take admission in the Bansal Institute, and we have, on top of it, we have a very good scholarship scheme also. It is merit-based scholarship. This is what our management has decided, that any merit holder student, for lack of money, should not be deprived of quality education. So, I mean, this is once again, you might feel that it's unbelievable, but a student who is scoring more than 85% in 12th, we are charging a fee of 25,000 per year. I mean, which is much less than what many schools are charging.
Exactly.
Even in primary and lower classes. So we have a merit-based scholarship scheme, which is a very attractive one, and I think student can take advantage of it. Particularly, I mean, in this time, it will help our students a lot.
So that's a great initiative started by Sushila Devi and Bansal Group, for sure. So, what would you think would be the impact of COVID-19 on engineering education, and especially we'll talk about engineering jobs and sectors?
Yeah, undoubtedly, the COVID has impacted the entire world, and engineering is not aloof. I mean, every nook and corner, like all aspects of our life have been affected by it, and to that extent, of course, the engineering education and jobs. But I think there is a very quick revival, and I hope that things will once again catch up their regular pace very soon. In fact, engineering is one such industry where, I mean, many people, not all, but many people had a chance to work from home. That was the only sector which did not get closed totally. I mean, my son and daughter, they were also working from home. Both are serving in engineering. Secondly, the online platform, education platform, teaching platform. So we have already installed a professional learning management system. So we are already geared up for the total online education. For more than a month, we have started our regular teaching, and for almost 2 months now, we have been training our final year students, preparing them for the next session. In fact, you would be surprised, already 4 companies, they have already faced the recruitment process, and a couple of them are in pipeline. So that is the readiness which is required to fight this situation.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and thank you so much for giving us your valuable time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.